and we are officially recording, so I can put my sticky note over here. Welcome to the team call night, you guys. It is Tuesday, September 17th. Lori Megan's the leader of the Flawless Empire. We have Courtney Bell, leader of Rock Solid. We're going to go over a couple tiny little things, and then we're going to jump right into our amazing speaker tonight. So, Courtney, take it away.
We're doing housekeeping. I thought we were...
Our housekeeping is we're going to go live in our team pages and check your coach online.
Okay, sorry, you caught me off guard there. Yeah, because we have such a jam-packed night with lots of great information, Lori and I don't want to take time away from the content. So we will be live in our pages this week. There's a whole lot of information on Coach Breaking News. Make sure you go there. Log in your office, look at Coach Breaking News. Lots of new information about the work was just put out. Again, that's launching on 9/30, so it's coming up fast if that's something you're leaning into. We'll talk more about that in our pages. That's it, right?
Yes, that's it. So make sure you're checking your Coach Online office and stay tuned for us to go live. If you really want to take advantage of this call tonight, in the top right corner of your Zoom, if you hit speaker view, the speaker shows up really big and then everyone else is really small, and it's a lot easier for those of us that like see squirrels and can't stay focused and you just want to see our awesome speaker. But I am going to let our newest Diamond coach, Melissa Gaspard, take it away and share this amazing speaker, because she brought this amazing speaker to us tonight. So Melissa is one of my personally sponsored coaches that I met completely because I've branded myself and I share my story, and we found each other on Instagram. So I'm going to let her take it away and introduce her amazing friend and colleague.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I know it's late for some of you, but for Erica and for me, it's like 5:30 in the afternoon. So the sun is still shining brightly. Hopefully she can hear us because she was having some issues coming in on Zoom. So hopefully she's out there somewhere. But my sweet and dear friend Erica, whose bio was posted by Lori, and you could see how extensive her history is in brand marketing. But a couple of things that she did not have on her bio, which she should have, was Erica raises a tremendous amount of money in our local community. She sits on a lot of charitable boards, and when someone sits on a board and raises money for others, it kind of defines what kind of person they are, because they're not getting paid to do that. It comes deep within their love for a particular charity, and that is who I adore in Erica. And so we met when we worked for the same NFL team, though we were in different departments, we were attracted immediately. Our personalities are very, very similar. And a couple of nights last week, we were talking about different things with consistency and coaching and branding. She came to mind. So I immediately reached out to Lori and said, I think we could have a great speaker tonight. What do you think? She hopped on it. Courtney approved it. So I am just so excited to introduce you to Erica Anderson, a dear friend of mine, and she's going to take it away for the evening. Thanks, Erica. Is she on?
Thought I saw her on the second page when I clicked over.
Hear me?
Yeah. Oh, I can hear you.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
So you all can hear me. Hi, how are you? Okay, you guys, I'm beyond thrilled. Can't even begin to tell you how thrilled I am. So first of all, Missy, thank you, thank you, thank you. Truly appreciate it. So Missy and I connected, as she mentioned, right? We go back 20 plus years, and I just am thoroughly honored that I have the opportunity to speak to all of you. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a story, because this kind of will play into what I'm about to talk about today. But I literally texted Missy and I go, what do I wear? And she's like, whatever you want to wear, right? And I was like, well, do I dress up? Do I wear my athletic clothes? I mean, these are like fitness gurus. And she goes, be you. And I go, okay, I am. So if you can see my shirt, it says, work out, eat chocolate, and repeat. Because that is me. That is authentic. That is me. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I work out every day, but more importantly, I eat chocolate every day. So here we go. All right. I have a couple of topics we're going to talk about today. So the first is my brand, right? What does my brand stand for? So you guys are all individual business owners that are out there marketing yourselves, trying to gain new clients, managing careers, managing families, managing it all. So what does it stand for? What do you want people to associate your brand to? And these are questions I kind of want you to think about as you're going through this, as you're thinking about every day, how do I build my business? How do I attract new clientele? How do I retain the clientele that I have, right? It's one thing to get a new client. It's another thing to retain them and grow them. So, traits of a successful brand. I think the first one is authenticity. And that's why I led in with my lovely tank top that I have, because that's truly me. This is me every day. Yes, I wear business clothes to work. Yes, I'm at the ball field during the weekends, as Missy can attest to. Yes, I wear ball gowns for charity. But at the end of the day, who I am is this person right here, the same person that eats kale on one meal and chocolate on the other. So I want you guys to think about your most successful brand. What is the brand that embodies success to you and authenticity? And write it down. At the end, we'll kind of come back to this. But I think something about successful brands are they're consistent and they're true to their mantra, right? They're always the same. You think about Coca-Cola. You watch the commercial. It doesn't deviate. It doesn't deviate when it's Coca-Cola cherry flavor, vanilla flavor, Dr. Pepper, right? Because they're bottled by Coca-Cola. It's always the same. Think about Lululemon. Think about Amazon. So write down your successful brand. Next, what is your tone? What is your voice? What is your messaging, right? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to get across to your customers? And are you the same every single time you're communicating? Is it the same message? Is it the same tone and voice? I love my dear friend Missy, and I love the fact that she's in her pajamas. Love it. But I'm going to be honest here. Missy's the same person she was 20 years ago. Pardon my French, she's batshit crazy. She's got more energy than a roller coaster, right? We all love her for that. But she's the same person I met 20 years ago that she is today. And I think that says something. She doesn't change. She doesn't change who she is. That is who she is. She's up at dark 30 and she goes to bed at 8:30 at night. Sorry, Missy. I love you dearly. So consistency, right? Trustworthiness. Customers want a brand that's trustworthy. So you are that trustworthiness. They got to believe you. They got to believe what you're saying and what you're telling them is going to work, right? You can't just say, hey, you should do these workouts. You got to eat the diet. You got to be consistent, because if you're not consistent in your messaging, it won't work. All right, confidence. I know you all have a ton of confidence, but the people that you're leading need to feel your confidence. They need to know that they believe in you and that you have their best interest at hand. Reliability. Deliver on your promise. None of us are going to become rich superstars overnight. Not going to happen. But when you commit to somebody and you commit to a client, you got to deliver on it, and you got to deliver to them. They expect that. And then last but not least, we just kind of touched on it, consistency. Stay in your lane. If you aren't the supercharged person at 5 a.m. that my dear friend Missy is, don't try to be the supercharged person at 5 a.m. It's okay. If you're better at 8 o'clock at night, be better at 8 o'clock at night. There's a place for all of us, and we all can exist together and successfully build our brands and our business as individuals. All right, so what happens if you don't have a brand, right? You're kind of struggling, you're in no man's land, and you're like, I just haven't found my place yet. What do I do? So the first thing is you kind of got to say, why did I do this? Why did I raise my hand and say, I want to do this? I want to impact others. I want to lead others. What's my motivation? What is my why? So take a minute, kind of reflect on that, But write down, what's my motivation? What is my why? What do I want people to remember me for? What do I want my clients to take away from this, right? What impact am I making on others' lives? Missy was so kind in her overview and talking about my charitable endeavors, but it's really because I'm making an impact in someone else's life, right? I'm giving back to them and I'm making a difference, and someone else is going to benefit from my time, my energy, and my donation. And then what is my brand promise to my clients? At the end of all of this, if you were to disappear, would your clients still take hold, take reign, and do this because of you? Every good brand has a brand promise. So kind of just think about, what do you want yours to be? All right, know your audience. So I think this is critical. And the reason why I think it's critical is, I'm not asking you guys to change who you are. Remember, it's all about being authentic. But you might have to change how you engage with your customers. Social media. Social media is not for everyone. I understand it's a big part of this business. I'm not a huge social media guru. I peruse, I look at night. Quite honestly, I read social media at night before I go to bed, just to kind of wind down, see if I see anything great. But it's not my major form of communication. So how would you guys get to me, who's not a social media guru, who may not be following it all the time, right? Is it text messages? Is it a personal meeting? Is it an email? So make sure that you're understanding the best way for you to engage with your audience. How do they want to be communicated with? What's their trigger? Do they respond in the morning? Do they respond at night? Are they more of a weekend person? How can you best extract the most out of them? And I'll say older generations, right? My mom's not a social media guru by any means. She would need you to sit down with her, either meet or give her an email. So kind of put that together. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second because I see a lot of frantic writing. I'm going to stop and ask if anyone has any questions before I continue. I've gone through this pretty quickly. Silence. None? Everyone's no?
I have a question for you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
So I think one thing that might be really helpful, I'm Courtney Bell, so Lori and I run our teams parallel to each other. So Lori and I have, done a lot of trial and errors on social media and kind of refined our ways. But I guess if you're speaking to somebody that's really new to social media, or in any way that they're going to kind of deliver their brand, whether it be face-to-face or through social media, what kind of activities or assignments maybe you're going to jump into this, might you give somebody to kind of really figure out what is their brand? Like, how do they brand themselves, which really truly are already like their, traits that they possess, but really kind of figuring those out.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Absolutely. Thank you. So nice to meet you. So I would say you're going to have to try a few things, trial and error. So try a few social media posts. See what attention you get. See what customers or reactions you get. Try some emails. Try the approach your friends and your family, right? It's always easiest to approach people you know right off the bat. See if that works. Try some Facebook versus Instagram and kind of start. It's a little bit of trial and error to see where you're going to get the hit and who's going to respond. So I think that's the first thing. And then one of the best things too is utilize your network, right? Utilize your friends and your family and those that are closest to you to kind of try out a few things and make sure it's sticking. But you know yourself best. If you're really, truly passionate about what you do, it will come out and people will want to be a part of it. And I think that's the key. Are you passionate? Because passion sells everything. Missy knows this. I am overly passionate about sports and fitness. And if I were to leave my job today, it would be to go back to either go into sports and or fitness. That is where my true passion is every single day. So when you're passionate about something and you wake up every morning and you can't wait to tackle it, it comes through to your audience without you even trying.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking the question. I hope that answered it. Anyone else? Okay, you guys are so easy and quiet. Okay,
I have a
let's
quick
talk
question.
about a couple. Oh, yes, please.
I just wanted to, like, so for those of us that have been doing this for a little bit of time, how do you keep it fresh so it's not like the same? Because I definitely get into that rut. So how would you suggest we keep it fresh? You know, like the content.
That's absolutely right. You feel like you're writing the same messaging all the time. You feel like you're saying the same thing. Feel like you're being repetitive, right? So I would challenge you to come up with a new idea or a new concept or adjective each week to kind of throw out to your audience. Something to engage them, right? So, for instance, I know Missy's really into the Energize, and she loves in the morning, right? Drinking. I know, Missy, I watch all your stuff. Sorry, girl. I'm gonna have to follow you all now too, so I can give more feedback to everyone. But maybe there's something that you do daily that you don't realize you haven't shared with anyone. Maybe there is something in your routine every single day that could help one person on your team. And it might be as simple as a vitamin that you take. It might be as simple as a stretch, you spend 5 minutes stretching after you do every workout. But something new, and I would say maybe you can make out a list and each week find one thing new that you can publicize and talk about and see if that helps you kind of get out of that rut every day.
Hey, E, I have a
Thanks.
question.
Oh, no, you're not allowed.
I know. Okay, would you say it'd be fair that we're not really selling Beachbody, but we're selling the byproducts of Beachbody? That even in your world, going from NFL to Shutterfly, that we're really talking about people grabbing onto experiences and adventures more than a tangible. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, so you are selling Beachbody. Missy's exactly right. You're selling Beachbody as a byproduct because it's something that you're believing in. It's a practice that you're following. But at the end of the day, you guys, you're selling a healthy lifestyle, a commitment to yourself. And therefore, it's your customers' commitment to themselves, right? I know that didn't come out right. But at the end of the day, it's about them committing to make a difference to themselves and change their behavior, their eating, their activity. So that's really what you're doing. You're selling and invigorating your passion, which you hope they latch onto, and then they've got to take it and they've got to run with it. You know, the old saying, you can lead a dog to water, right? You can lead the horse to water, but if they don't drink it, what good are we? So the goal is we got to get them to drink it. And how do we get them to drink it? It's got to be achievable. That's the other thing. So unfortunately, you're not selling this beautiful iPhone case that's pink that protects your phone when it drops and it's made of rubber and it's, X amount big, right? You're not selling a tangible. You're selling this concept and this notion that you can have it all. And if you do these steps, you will have it all. So I think it's a good point, Missy. It's really about believing in what you do, not giving up, right? This is a journey. And that kind of segues into my next stuff. You got to celebrate the small wins. You can't get down when you don't get that new client and you said, I have to have a new client by Friday. No, I'm going to make this many new appointments. I'm going to reach out this many times on social media this week, or I'm going to send this many emails, or I'm going to come up with my new idea this week and try it. Celebrate the small successes. Reward yourself for accomplishing those, because this is a marathon. It is not a sprint. We don't all wake up one day, eat some kale, and say, wow, I lost 5 pounds. It doesn't happen, right? I would like it to. It doesn't happen. So I think that's critical, and I think it's critical in any business. We talk about it in my business every single day when we are monitoring revenue and we're monitoring gaining new customers and attrition of customers, right? It's the small wins. Don't get too high, don't get too low, right? The best leaders in life are even keel. They celebrate small when you have the big win, but when something doesn't go right, they don't plummet. And I think that's a really good trait that you all can have as well. And you got to enjoy the journey. It's not happening overnight. You're not gonna wake up the next morning and have 100+ clients or 500 clients, right? You just got to take your steps, and you got to appreciate what you have. Oh, I have a question from Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hi.
I have a question, and maybe it's more of how you can touch upon something that Courtney and I have in our trainings and it goes along with branding and really setting yourself up to be your own person. And we have this little color wheel that we have our new coaches fill out, where basically you're just putting things that describe you on this color wheel. And I think some coaches take it for granted, but I think it's really important to do this, and not just once, but like maybe every 6 months. And maybe you could just talk about, like mine says mom of 3, over 40. Mine says Disney. I don't live in Orlando anymore. I need to change that. I need to update that. I have new interests now. So if you could just maybe talk about like why doing something like this is so important for your brand, so that we stand out rather than just like the next Beachbody coach.
Absolutely. It's great. So I think that ties right back into your authenticity, right? That's what makes you guys authentic. That's who you are. So Lori, what you just said, right? You had Disney on there. I know you don't live in Orlando anymore. I would never have Disney on mine. It's not me. But I would have traits of charitable and reliable and persistent and enthusiastic, right? So those might be traits that fitness fiend. Well, mom of 2, I have 2 boys. So I think it's important to update it. I think it's important to update it when significant life changes happen, moves, marriage, kids, new job, because those are all things that influence who you are and how you portray yourself to your customers. And I think it's, you don't want to update it too often, because if you're updating it too often, then that means you're not really settled in who you are. And most of this is being settled in who you are and then giving that to your customers. And the best brands don't change every day, right? They don't change. Coca-Cola Red doesn't become Coca-Cola Blue tomorrow. So they might add a new tagline. They might add a new flavor. That's your descriptive word to you. That's an adjective that now is part of your life that maybe wasn't part of your life 5 years ago when you started.
Thank you. And I love your phone case chat before, because we sell the belief that the phone is not going to break because it's in that phone case, right? We sell how comfortable we are throwing our phone in our purse because we have that pink rubber silicone case, right? The comfort. So I think it's so important that we're not just selling another Beachbody program or another shake, or it's how you feel because you have that. So I love the phone case. It's a great analogy.
Perfect. I had no idea, but that makes me super happy. I feel like we have 6 chats down there, but I can't see them. Are they questions?
Everyone is just saying great advice, great idea, so true. If anyone has any questions and they don't feel confident to take themselves off mute and you want to throw it into the chat, go right ahead. But I love all of this. I have like a page and a half of notes because we're never professionals at any of this and we're learning new things all the time. Anything else anyone wants to add or say, or a takeaway or something great that she touched upon? It's almost 9 o'clock.
Well, and please, you just touched on it, right? I'm not a professional. This is a passion of mine. I've been marketing and branding for 20 plus years, but the tie with the fitness is truly, truly where my passion is. So when Missy asked me, I was beyond floored. And then when she shared with me that your next guest speaker on Thursday is my dear friend Kendra, I about lost it. And I texted Kendra right away and I said, I can't even believe this. I said, they've got the rookie leading into the professional. So you guys are beyond blessed. Make sure you tune in Thursday because she is off the chart.
It's such an awesome coincidence. I'm sure Missy told you how she came into my life. And then she'll have to tell you over coffee or another time. And then she told me about you and Kendra today and your friends. And I was like, because Kendra was actually brought into Beachbody kind of by accident. We needed like a fill-in as a speaker. And anyway, it's incredible. I can't believe you guys know each other, but it's piggybacking off of what you're going to talk about tonight. She's going to talk about on Thursday. So this is great.
I have one more question to close with.
Yes.
Would you talk a little bit about like when your brand isn't up to par, or for example with Beachbody, I think it's really important that I show all parts of my life. Like if I'm going to put myself out there, I can't pretend to have a good day every single day because that just is not reality. And like today I posted on being prepared in life is really a key to happiness. It has nothing to do with eating well or working out. It's about preparing because we can't control our futures. And what are you doing to prepare yourself? For me, eating healthy and sweating and being in a good mind, body, spirit helps me prepare for the crap that comes to me daily. But I feel like, like if there's a PR nightmare, and the NFL does it on a daily basis, you got to come out in front of that and you got to be honest and you got to be real, because the second you lose that transparency or that maybe not that honesty, it's going to flag you and it's going to hurt your brand.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. Again, and then I tie this back to the pillars of successful brands, right? Being authentic, being trustworthy, being confident, being reliable, and being consistent. So don't sugarcoat it. You had a bad day. You had a bad day, you guys. That happens, and that's okay. The more your customers can relate to you, the more successful you're going to be. You want to share a picture of your kids because your kid just hit a grand slam at the baseball game or won an amazing spelling bee or something, please do it. I think if you hide who you are as a person, it's a downfall to your brand. I know I personally, and this is just a personal, whenever I'm talking to customers and clients, I try to get to know them personally. I want to know what they do outside on their free time. I want to know if they're married and have kids, because for me, it greatly connects me to them, and they're going to trust me the next time we have an issue or an engagement or something we need to work through. So I think the same goes back to you guys. It's okay. Don't wake up every morning going, I am going to tell the entire world that I had the best day ever, when really behind the scenes, you didn't have a good day. And I think that's the downfall of social media a lot. I think it portrays things that aren't really true. And so I think the more that you can be true to yourself and showcase the good, the bad, maybe not some in between, I think it serves you better. And I think people will want to engage. If they think that everything is always rosy, you're doing a disservice to your brand. Be true.
It always takes me a few minutes
I think,
to get off of mute.
oh,
I'm like, awkward
Yeah, I
silence,
think-
quick, get off mute and say, thank you so much for coming on the call tonight. Oh, no, this was so great, especially the ending. Like we can't just share the highlight reel all the time. It's the things that happen in our life that the people relate to. And then when you are sharing the highlight reel, that's when they want to join you because they know you're a real person. Because yesterday they shared that your 5-year-old pooped their pants in the middle of a restaurant and you dealt with it and you're real and it happens to everyone and you have 6 loads of laundry and it's not folded yet. All of that stuff I think is so important. But if anybody else has any questions, if not, it's 9:00. So fill up the chat with thank yous. And Erica, this was amazing. I can't wait to meet you one day in real life.
I know.
This is real life right here. On this call tonight, if you haven't snapped a picture of our amazing community and shared it on your Instagram stories and share how you had an amazing speaker tonight that dropped some knowledge and some truth bombs and our team and everything that we do that now. But say thank you to Erica and to Missy for this awesome connection. And that's it, guys. Have a great night. Thank you again, Erica.
Thank you.